When it comes to cars, most of the time the engine can make or break the car. No matter how nice a car is, if it has a crappy power plant, the car is poop. But you do get some cars with great engines that are still quite poop. This is crap cars with great engines. Now we're going to start this list off with the Sterling 825 and 827. Now the Sterling 825 and 827 were legendarily bad, but the idea behind them was actually quite good. The Sterling 825 was powered by the 2.5 litre V6 Honda Legend engine. So the promise Sterling made was Japanese reliability combined with British refinement and luxury. Now the problem was, well, everything. Where the Honda received praise on everything from driving to the engine, the Sterling received many complaints. The car didn't make enough torque at first, which is an engine problem, yes, but then they introduced the 827 with the 2.7 litre Honda V6 engine, which solved all the engine complaints, but the build quality on everything else was atrocious. And it seemed like everything except the engine kept breaking. The stereo went from soft to ear-destroyingly loud with just a quarter turn. The cruise control was always about 10 miles different to the speed you selected. Using the power windows caused the car to lose RPM, and the interior cracked itself. The car just had so many problems, the list goes on and on. Now the exact same engine in the Acura and Honda was great. People loved those cars and the engines were bulletproof. So it was just the Sterling that people kept complaining about. Next on this list is the Chevy SSR rear wheel drive. Okay, so let me sell you this car. It's a convertible with a great big 6.2 litre LS2 V8. So far it sounds good, eh? It's also a pickup truck, but there's more. We want the front end to look like a Beetle PT Cruiser mix match. Yeah, and we're also gonna make it really expensive. Would you buy this? Okay, so like I said, it's a great engine. The LS2 made a good 390 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. That paired with a 6-speed manual is all great news, but she weighed more than a house and the price was just too high. And with the market that is so small, I mean, it's a pickup convertible sports car truck thing. There's not a lot of people interested in looking for that combination of stuff. So in other words, it failed. It didn't make it. Next on this list is going to be the 9th generation Impala SS. So the 9th generation of the Impala looked great on paper. It was powered by a 5.2 litre LS4 that made a healthy 303 horsepower, which meant it made a good 40 horsepower more than the beloved 8th gen Impala. The new one was also lighter. Sounds like a really good 4-door muscle car, right? Well, you see, here is the big problem. With the 06 Impala, it's front wheel drive, which basically means your front tires won't last. Putting loads of power and torque in a heavy front wheel drive car is just stupid. This also means cornering performance was bad, since the car would understeer like a peach. Next on the list, the Bricklin SV1. Now the Bricklin is one of those where it had all the ingredients needed to be an awesome sports car. You had a 2-door sports car with gull wing doors, a big Ford 5.8 litre V8 Windsor motor, and a plastic body to keep the weight low. Or that was the idea. She still weighed quite a lot, and she wasn't exactly fast. 0 to 60 was reached in 9.5 seconds, but that's not even the worst part. The plastic body loved to catch on fire from the heat generated from said big massive V8, making for a great sounding fire hazard. And then the last one on this list is going to be the Buick Roadmaster. And before people start yelling at me, the Roadmaster isn't a bad car. It's actually quite a good car, but the thing is, this car is many things, but sporty isn't one. The suspension is soft, the brakes aren't great either, and it had a 5.7 litre small block Corvette engine under the hood. Like, why? Making a good car is a balancing act. You need to balance the handling, the power, the grip, everything together in order to have this great, beautiful, amazing driving experience. If you have a lot of power, you need a lot of braking force to stop. You also need a lot of grip to put the power down, and you need a good suspension to keep it planted in the corners. In other words, this is a pretty cool car, like having a Corvette engine in a station wagon, pretty cool, but it's a waste of a good engine. It's just, the rest of the car isn't made for the great engine. It's just like they had this car and they dropped in the biggest engine they could find for some reason, no idea why. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. I've got many more list videos. I'll leave a playlist at the end of this, and I've got videos on specific cars, new cars, older cars, and I've got a whole build series on my personal car. So there must be something you like. So go through my channel. I'll check you guys in the next one. Cheers, eh?
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is pain.